Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Ball. I am Collie, and this week I'm joined by Paddy. Paddy, what's the crack?
Yo, 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 come on, Diamond O.
I'm fucking. I'm
Diamond O.
trying to get me breath and kind of calm down a bit because I'm just literally after finishing watching Chelsea lose to fucking Dynamo Zagreb, who are the Croatian champions. Croatia is always one of the best leagues in Europe, and I've always said it.
In that shitty Champions League, you mean?
Yeah, well, Chelsea won't be in it for much longer, and that's a fucking fact. Paddy, we're going to be looking at my God, what we're going to be looking at? My head is gone. We're going to be looking at the weekend fixtures, so the results from this weekend. We're going to be looking at the fantasy football. We have the challenge. I'm going to call it the King of the Pod, but it's actually not. There won't be any points getting given out. It's just going to be more of a content just video we recorded from the weekend. And also we'll be looking at the weekend coming, the fixtures for that. Excellent. So Paddy, we're going to jump into the first thing, which is it is the football review from this weekend. So Paddy, we'll start off and kind of make me a little bit happier. We're going to start off with the Merseyside derby. So we started off with Everton and Liverpool that finished 0-0. It was a beautiful match. It was like, I think we were talking on live and we were saying it was one of the best 0-0s we've watched in a while. What did you make of it? And what do you think of Liverpool so far?
If they not looking at the 5 games previous to that, you could say, it's a derby game. Anything can happen in a derby game. But looking at the form coming into that game, it's just following a trend of really not blowing anybody away like they were the last couple of seasons. And it just, like, it's 6 games in now. I think Mane has been such a big loss to them. And even the likes of Van Dijk there, he's lost a yard, I think, as well. Should have been red carded for that horrific tackle on the weekend. And it's going to be tough going for them this season, even for top 4 maybe. Like the top 4, other than City, it's wide open for everyone.
Yeah, definitely, except for Chelsea. Yeah, I mean, we're going to move into it in a few minutes, but obviously Arsenal, we're sitting top of the table. Still are, but we'll talk about them in a minute. Sorry, if anyone is watching on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, just fucking subscribe to us because can't be dealing with this shit if you aren't going to subscribe. So look, Liverpool, obviously, we spoke about Mane. Nunes, again, very underwhelming. Doesn't look like he's going to be the player that they thought they were going to be getting. Very early doors, probably only a second game or something, but really didn't do anything. We called them Andy Carroll in disguise, and I think so far we've kind of been proven right on that one. What did you make of him?
Yeah, just a lot of running around doing nothing really. He had one good shot where the keeper had to save it for him, or he hit the crossbar or something like that. It was from a very, very awkward angle. But other than that, he didn't light the game up, or he hasn't lit any game up. Control isn't amazing. Bit like a headless chicken running around. He doesn't put the work in that Mane used to. Like Mane's work, not only for scoring goals and stuff, because he had his numbers there for assists and goals, but the work off the ball he made Salah a better player, and he made Firmino a better player. And I don't think Nunes is going to do the same as what Mane did for the team.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Paddy, might just get you to sit a bit closer if you can, just hear your microphone just so it's a bit closer to your mouth. Just it's a little bit low.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, so you have to give, I suppose, a shout out to Pickford, who was on fire, who was quality. As much of a prick that he is, some of the saves he pulled off were outrageous. Like, so you have to kind of give him his props. What did you make of him?
So annoying because it was against Liverpool. I thought, oh, amazing keeper, well done and all. But if it had been against any other team, I would have been just like, he is a dick. Great performance, but you see him doing that a lot in the last couple of years against Liverpool. He's had a couple of good games against them. But yeah, his personality, I suppose, like a lot of good goalkeepers, he's a bit odd. But yeah, great game, absolutely great. But the whole Everton team, I think, played very well, and I think for Frank Lampard, it would have been very encouraging because it was a very good performance, and if they can perform like that against a lot of the lower half of the table teams,
they'll be
they
okay.
should be fine this year. They should be fine.
Yeah. Right, we'll move off Liverpool and we'll move on to Chelsea. Chelsea again wasn't impressed with how they played. Blessed to get a 2-1 win. Got really lucky considering that the last minute they scored. West Ham scored literally 2 minutes after we just scored the winner. And they got given a penalty and it was overruled. Or sorry, it wasn't a penalty. It was a goal, but the goalkeeper got fouled apparently. But it was overruled. It was a soft free kick. But then when you kind of look at it, like, I mean, he leaves the leg in. It's a tricky one to call because it's very soft. But at the end of the day, I think it was Bowen. He went looking for the penalty, but leaves his leg in, which in turn kind of gives Mendy a kick. Now, I don't think we would have got that free out if Mendy didn't completely exaggerate it and roll around like an absolute gobshite. Because they would have just played that on, I think, if he didn't make a meal of it. So very, very, very lucky to come away with a win there. But again, it stems down to Chelsea's performances. It just has not been good enough, and we've seen it tonight. It just there was nothing about them. Just a lack of desire, lack of aggression, lack of fucking passion, lack of passing ability.
What happened between last season and this season, Colin?
Well, look, I can't even say we were that good last season. I didn't think we were that good last season. Like at the start of the season, we were okay, but I thought we fell off, and you've seen that near the end. We kind of fell off the boil a bit, and it's kind of run on into this season. Like we have the likes of these players that don't want to be there. Like Pulisic, don't think he wants to be there. Ziyech, don't think he wants to be there. Azpilicueta, for a moment or for a time, didn't want to be there, so there was a doubt about him. Reece James, delighted he's after signing a 6-year extension at Chelsea, which to me, that's what I want to see as a Chelsea fan. Someone who loves the club, someone who's been there since the age of 8. Obviously has went away on loan, but it's really working out for him. Mason Mount just has fallen off a cliff lately. Like really hasn't even been putting in the work that he used to be putting in. Mount's only 22 or 23, I think.
There you go.
Still very young. Yeah, still very young, but like just hasn't been doing what he's been doing the last 2. Like he was their player of the year for the last 2 years, and he's just not living up to his hype now this year.
But that's a lot of for like, so that was from 21-20. Like he was getting player of the year at Chelsea, Champions League winning team. That's some feat, like it really is. But he was always going to be inconsistent at that age. But he'll come.
Well, I think that's why we probably expect so much from him now. I think because at 2021, not many people do get player of the year at Chelsea at that age. Like, unless you're like an Eden Hazard, but even then he was a bit more mature when he was at Chelsea. He was 23, 24. Like, so just expecting a bit more from him. What's that again?
And probably in a better team as well.
Yeah, he was in a better team. Yeah, better players around him. Like he had a better midfield there. Like we have Kovacic, who's really, really good, but the likes of Jorginho, he's just not good enough there beside him. Like he controls the game, but he's very susceptible to a mistake, which I really don't like. Sterling again, I'm really impressed with Sterling because I can see he's still a threat. Just at the end of the first half, he got the ball and he went sprinting at them, and he beat 3 players. And then he turns back in and just again came down to his decision making in the end. So it wasn't what we wanted to see. But sure, look, Paddy, I'll take the 2-1. I'll take it. I'll take the 3 points and I'll get the fuck out of there because we were blessed to get it. We'll talk about who we have. Obviously, we Fulham away on the weekend. It's never really a given that you're going to beat Fulham, especially when you're Chelsea, considering it's a London derby. So look, we'll talk about that one in a while. But Paddy, I'm gonna cheer you up right now. I'm gonna move on to something that you want to talk about, which was Manchester United and Arsenal. Now, Paddy, I'm gonna just throw it out there, right? I'm gonna need you to tell me in detail what happened here. We were obviously out on Saturday night in mine, and we didn't finish up till about 4 a.m. I slept through that match. Not joking. Like I just could not stay awake, so I fell asleep for the whole match. So you're gonna have to tell me what was the performance like.
And you wouldn't even do the live with me afterwards. I was dying to go on and cheer.
I couldn't even, like, I could barely breathe. Like I felt like my chest was caving in at times.
Oh Jesus!
I couldn't breathe.
Right. Okay. The quick recap. Similar to the Liverpool game in terms of when you're looking at them with the ball, Arsenal look like the better team. But I think with the squad and the players that Ten Hag has now, he's set up to soak up the pressure, catch them on the break. Soak up the pressure, catch them on the break. Because they have the players in Fernandes and Eriksen that have that killer ball that can just break a defence. And like you've got Rashford, Anthony with speed that can run against them on the counter. And they worked absolutely perfectly. I'll be repeating what a lot of other pundits said in terms of Arteta blown his load in the second half. He made 3 attacking substitutions, took off all his defensive kind of players, and it was a bad move because then United were even more easily. They got their second and third goal, whereas he probably just was a bit naive, probably just should have waited a while and maybe made one attacking change. But United, in terms of another great result, Arsenal unbeaten, 3-1, which I called 3-1. Went the bookies, stuck to 3-1 on the bookies. Mystic Paddy, I don't know, I think so. Anthony gets his goal. A couple of how would you say, showboating incidents that could annoy a couple of people, but because he got the goal, I think they'll be forgotten about. What I did like to see was his tracking back, and I think that's why Ten Hag wanted him as well, because he did track back a bit, win the ball. And he seemed like he really wanted to play for the short. So I think Ten Hag now has a core of players who have taken that laziness or that prima donna attitude away from the United squad, and they have them all working extremely hard now for each other, which is beautiful to see.
Yeah, going back to Anthony there. I don't know if you've seen the video I put up on the Instagram story. It's just basically the United fans overreacting to absolutely everything he does, and I think it's it's brilliant. The whole, I think it could have been the first time he actually got the ball and he was in the corner. He started doing all these little fucking step overs and then does his little foot like kind of jiggling above the ball. It was very similar to, I know there was a video that kind of brought it back to Ronaldo when he first got the ball and he's doing the same rollovers and doing something similar. Now that they're comparing it to Ronaldo. It's chalk and cheese, like, you know what I mean, like that. But that's the type of shit that we're seeing, like. So it's very
if
kind
it gets
of
to the quality of Nani, I'll be happy.
Yeah. I mean, Nani wasn't a bad player, in fairness.
I think Nani was overshadowed by Ronaldo, but Tuchel under extreme pressure now.
Now you think? To be honest with you, I don't think so. Like, there was only talk there 2 weeks ago about him signing another 2-year extension. So I don't think he's under too much pressure now. I would assume he had a chat with the owner, Todd Bowley, and just said, look, we're still probably a little bit light. Top 4, I'd say, would be their expectations. Maybe third. He probably could have promised
Christmas. But if he's not close to top 4.
Look, it's early days. Chelsea may have changed their culture where they were always a second team. That always stemmed from Roman Abramovich, who's not there anymore. So we might be in a new era of Chelsea where they may not actually sack their managers. They may actually let them ride the wave and see it out through the other side. So he is under pressure, but he's under pressure from the fans. I don't know from an owner's perspective and getting rid of him. I don't know. It's very early to call. I don't know how ruthless Todd Bowley's going to be, but I do know that as an American, he's probably going to listen to the fans, which is exactly what the Glazers don't do. No, but seriously, no. That was like a Lampard thing.
But you didn't listen. You didn't listen to the fans this summer because your signings have been shocking.
Yeah, they have actually. Yeah. Well, now look. We spent 250 million, and I don't think they've been shocking. I think maybe some of them have been overpriced. Fofana, not worth 80 million. Aubameyang, 10 million still. Sterling, I'd have paid 80 to 100 million for Sterling.
Yeah, he's a good signing.
He's a good signing. Koulibaly, look, he's a little bit reckless, I think, but he's not a bad defender. I think he's good. Cucurella,
you just need that many defenders.
Oh yeah, big time. So we lost Christensen. There was massive talk about us losing Aspilicueta. We lost Rudiger. Chalobah was also another one that was linked to move away. We lost Marcus Alonso, who wanted to leave as well. So look, there was a lot to be replaced there. By the way, Chilwell, in my opinion, is absolutely dirt and shouldn't be playing ahead of Cucurella. So That's. I just wanted to throw that out there. Sorry, we'll move off that again. Sorry, Brian Irwin, and again, very defensive in my opinion. It can be very defensive, but I think it looks very defensive because they can't break them down.
So old. I didn't know what I
am. Yeah, look, I say I understand what you're saying. Very defensive, but I don't think he's trying to be like that. I just think that it gets to the 10 area, around that area, just in front of the defensive line, and they can't actually get any further. And I think that's Chelsea's massive issue. So that's why it makes it look like they're more defensive. Go away. Look, we're fucking sick of listening to you. It's always the people that want to fucking moan that get the most out of showtime here. So fuck off. You've had it for ages. Right. Sorry, Paddy. Back onto United. So yeah, Anthony. So what's your initial thoughts after seeing him? I know it's only been one game, but
yeah, again, I'm not one of these that get carried away. Got the goal.
No, the quadruple wasn't getting carried away.
That's not about him. About the team. Definitely not getting carried away. That's a dead cert. What are you talking about? Remortgaging the gaff and fucking putting us betting it all. Quadruple.
Brain is a United fan. I might just block him now. I don't know.
Second name here, like a legend. I love it. Any relation? Any relation?
Any relation? Can I get one here? Brian, I would like to know what you think of Anthony yourself. Are you happy with him? Were you impressed by his first game? Let us know what you think. But Paddy, yeah, overall, defensively, I know he's conceded a goal, but still a much better defensive performance.
Yeah, and you could see the nervousness creeping in when Harry Maguire came on.
Yeah,
from himself as well, but they didn't concede a goal. Hopefully that adds to his confidence even a small bit, because there will be times in the season, I'm sure, where he's going to have to come in now for Varane or Martinez. Martinez came off with 20 minutes to go, but I've been told by a source inside the club that it's not too serious.
Your woman at the fucking gift shop.
I read the back of the Sun or something. I haven't got a source inside the club. But yeah, but great to see. Defensively, very solid. Delo having the best football of his career so far. One thing Anthony said when he came into the club is, I love playing for Ten Hag because every player that plays under him gets better, and we're seeing that at United.
Sorry, just looking at it there, I think Manchester City may have gone 1 up. Yeah, Man City 1-0 up, and Haaland again. That man is a freak of nature. Just before we move off that and onto something else, Brian, was nothing special, to be honest. Good to get himself off the mark. I think he will definitely pay for ETH. Won't be lazy. Yeah,
no, I agree. For chasing back and stuff, for winning the ball, high press, absolutely, it'll be very good for that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Right, Paddy. Is there anything else you wanted to cover? Any standout moments for you that you needed to get across?
Yeah, I'm nearly fucking sick of them winning now at this stage. No, but even they're playing a bit more from the back. Again, what everyone keeps saying, and I keep on hearing, is like the first 2 games of the season, how are we going to play when we have 70% of the ball? How are we going to break teams down? But I think the confidence now that's coming into the team, especially defensively, when we come to this game, this will be one of those games the weekend now against Crystal Palace. I think we're going to have a lot of the ball. We'll have to see how it goes. But no, yeah, good result. Thanks very much, Collie, for letting me have this time to gloat, considering you're so unhappy.
Fuck off. Right, we're moving off this. We will be talking about the match coming up later on anyway, so we're going to move off the weekend's fixtures. That's all we're covering: Liverpool, Chelsea and United. We're going to look at, Paddy, the fantasy football. We're going to give an update on the league, so I'm going to take us into the fantasy football section. Right, Paddy, do you want to share your screen there, and we'll have a look at your team and your points, and straight in there now kissing 52 points, Paddy. Good week for you.
Well, considering the average is 45,
yeah,
above average, so I was happy enough. And there was the last game of the weekend that saved me. Before that, I was on, I think, 14 or something. It was ridiculous. But El Rashi scoring 2, what a performance. So Ederson, Cancelo, 2 each. Again, City have been conceding a couple of goals in the last couple of weeks, so losing points where I thought I would gain them. Perisic, not much doing. James, joker. Trippier, another 8 points, good man himself. Rashford, he's back, baby, and 18 points. I love it. Anthony, I captained him. It was a risk, but he scored the goal, so I got them.
Controversial,
It was
but I'll allow it.
But I had Darwin and Jesus, and I thought United were going to win 3-1, so I couldn't captain either of them. So it was then between these four, who do I captain? And I thought, let's give it to Anthony. Old Trafford.
Paddy, I have to ask the question that anybody is watching is thinking. No Haaland.
I transferred him in. He'll be in there for next week.
Oh, bit breaking news there, was it?
Yeah, bring I actually I got rid of Darwin actually for
controversial.
And I kept Martial because I do think when Martial comes back, he will be playing well, and I've also got Gabriel there and Maximum, so I think I have a strong bench and a strong 11.
Strong belch.
So, strong belch. But
it's looking good. You were well online there to use your bench boost at some stage, like.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm thinking to myself. Yeah. For a bench boost there, I think I'll, once they're all uninjured, I think the first opportunity I'll get where they're all fit, I'll go bench boost.
You'll use it
because it's very hard to choose, and the longer you leave it, then you just.
The problem is with the bench boost is if you leave it longer, you end up having to make subs that you don't want to make later on in the season because you're trying to just get yourself a stronger bench. Whereas if you do it now, at least you have your free transfers and you can leave it weeks and stuff like that, and you're not worried about kind of players on the bench and whether they're a high quality or not. Like,
absolutely.
Right, do you want to pull that down?
Yeah.
Do you want to pull yours down, and then I'll grab mine up and we'll see how I done. I can actually just do that. An abysmal week for me again. 39 points. Pathetic. 45 average, as we were saying. Sorry, if anybody is watching on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe. If anybody's watching on Facebook and Twitter, make sure you follow us as well and give us a like. If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anything like that, head over to YouTube because you can see our teams and you can see what we're talking about. So yeah, I'm going to run through my team here. So 39 points, Paddy. I have Raya in goal. So do you know what? I'm a fucking idiot. I made the most ridiculous subs this week, right? I took a 4-point hit. And do you know what I done?
What?
I brought Raya in. And do you know who else I brought in?
Who?
Dallo.
Oh, fuck off.
Ask me where Dallo is.
On the bench.
He's on the fucking bench. What an absolute waste of money.
Oh my God.
Brought him in for a 4-point hit and left him on the bench. Don't ask what. I don't know what it was doing. Panic stations. It was absolute panic stations for me. So Raya's in goal. Born right doesn't matter. Born 1 point. Alexander Arnold 1 point. Thinking of getting him out. Walker 2 points. Dunk 1 point. I've Salah 3 points. De Bruyne got me 7. Martinelli 2. De Silva 1. All pathetic scoring. Jesus 1, and then Haaland saved me as captain with 18 points. Dallo on the bench there with 2 points. Of course, the 1 week I bring Bailey on and put him onto the bench, 8 points. And then I have Greenwood who doesn't play. He never will play either. So yeah, a pathetic 39 points for me, Paddy. And to be honest with you, we need to get me shit together. We'll have a quick look at the 3 of our leagues. So the 3 of us are in obviously our own league.
Yeah.
I'm still ahead of Conor. I'm sitting in second. Conor's in third, and Paddy, you are top. You're top by 18 points, which isn't a lot in fantasy football terms.
No.
But you are still there, so I can't. One in from Brian Irwin subscribed. Thank you, Brian. We'd love to see it. Cheers for subscribing. So Paddy, yeah, I'm sitting in second, and it's not looking good. We'll have a look at our main league that has everybody in it, and see who is leading at the moment. Do you know what? I'm not far off using my wild card. I'm debating whether to use it this week or next week. So we'll see. I'm gonna have to go through. I'm gonna have to write the fixtures down, or else just look at them and see which week suits better to do it. But it will be in the offing. Ushie and Kane sitting at top with Kane City, 426 points, a fucking country mile ahead of me. Then we have David Fox sitting second with 421, 5 points behind. Small gap of 11 with Paul Conley. I believe Paul Conley was in the Instagram chat giving us abuse there a few minutes ago before we came on air. So I hope he fails miserably. Yeah, it's a very good one. Tony Tam, Spontan, Paul Cummins. That's my cousin, Paul Cummins. Craig Mooney, Trev is there. And he won for a BJ.
Yes, please.
A great name. Then we have John Flood there. John Flood was in from last year as well. So there's a couple there. So still wide open. Nobody taking a massive jump. So yeah, it's all to play for still, Paddy. So
yeah, long season to go.
It's good to see. Good to see. Right, we're gonna end that there, Paddy. We are gonna move on to a little bit of content that we recorded on the weekend. Usually we would do like a challenge amongst ourselves, but it was kind of like that, but with a bit of a twist. We had one more person involved. One of our friends, Adam Nestor, who was up. Basically, what happened was we were in the house on Saturday, and we had a few drinks. A few drinks lasted till 4 o'clock in the morning, so we were all fairly shit-faced. But before we go into this this video, Paddy, will I explain a little bit to people about the rules just so they know what they're watching?
Yeah, no, do. But I just want to make one point before you start.
I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
We planned this whole night to do King of the Pod tasks. We were going to have loads of content.
Yeah.
How many did we get done?
0.
But
we have some good content. We've got some good content. So Paddy, we played a game that we christened The Chase. So basically what it is, I think it works best when you have a minimum of 4 people. You'll see the way we start off. So there's a group of drinks in the middle. So you'll see a lot of cups in the middle, and you'll see the person on opposite ends of the table holding a drink. And what they will do is they will drink the drink, and they'll have a ping pong ball. And the idea is to bounce the ping pong ball into the cup and pass it around to the next person. If someone is absolutely panicking, which you're going to see a lot of now in the next video, the idea is to catch that person and put your cup into their cup. If you do that, they pass the cup on, they take a cup from the middle, which is full of what we use was vodka. Paddy was complaining that he had to drink vodka with 7-Up, so decided that we were going straight vodka. So what we are drinking is just straight vodka. Now, there is a couple of them that have 7-Up free in it as well. So they're proper shots of vodka here. Which then Paddy started moaning, saying, why didn't we just use beer at the end?
I didn't know beer was an option.
We gave you the option of beer.
No,
and
you didn't. You said either 7
flat out ignored us.
Vodka or just vodka. So just vodka.
Right, so look, we're gonna play this video. If anybody is watching or listening on Spotify or Apple, now would be the time to turn over to YouTube to have a look at this video, because it is very funny. You'll get a good laugh out of it. It's kind of funny just listening to us screaming like ticks anyway. But Paddy, we're gonna show this. This goes on for a good 5 minutes, so ladies and gents, get your popcorn and have a little look at this, because it's very funny.
Are you ready? Finish it all though.
You're taking our time off road. Everyone knows that. That's it. It doesn't count. It's your own fault. I am struggling. Yeah. Keep going. Sometimes this happens, so it's rare. Oh no. What? Oh. Trying to need a tissue on hand here. We're trying to need a tissue on hand here. Yeah! Go down. Drink, and if you don't drink quick enough, we're going to catch it again. Where's the tissue, lads? Lads, where's that tissue? Come on! Let's go, baby! Come on! Let's go, baby! Paddy's panicking! Oh no, I'm panicking. Paddy's panicking. Oh no, panicking. Good job! Yeah! Drink, baby! I'm gonna drink! Come on! Yeah! Paddy's go! Paddy is fucked. Oh! Paddy, you have to get that in. Oh, rookie mistake.
Come on, let's have it.
No.
Do it.
Oh!
Paddy.
Oh. Paddy, get him. Oh, no! Let's go. Paddy's panicking. I can see the panic. Paddy the oh! Go, quick. Oh, Paddy is panicking again.
Go on, Paddy.
Let's go. He's trying to get the one shot. Solid in.
What are you doing?
Paddy is panicking. Every corner gets around him. Oh no.
Go on, do him.
Oh, Paddy, you want a drink? Have one, stop it!
Connie, go.
Oh, this shit. Keep going, Paddy, go. Let's go. You're not drinking, you're getting another one. There you go.
Oh, there's so much left in that, Paddy.
Oh, Paddy, you got a drink.
Absolutely soaking.
Wait, another one.
No.
Do him. Oh.
Don't take your time, Paddy. I can't do it, I have to do it. Yeah.
Oh.
So close.
Oh.
Get away. Paddy's gonna have it. Paddy, how do you want the little quick one, right? We go get next time. Go get him.
Fuck off.
What?
Back off, Paddy.
Oh.
First, imagine. Oh. Go, quickly. Oh, Paddy. Move.
Oh, no.
Quick. Go, put it in. Yeah! Let's have it walk. Let's have it.
What are you saying, Gummy?
Let's have it out of there, son. Paddy's the worst.
Connie, come on.
Paddy goes in. You missed the rest of the cup, though. It goes in.
Got it in it.
Yeah, you drink one now.
Drink one.
Get it in the cup next time.
I'm sorry, that's my cup.
Oh, it's wet there.
We're going to need a tissue bit. Oh, no. Oh, Paddy, quick!
Oh,
Get out! Bounce that in the knees.
We're getting sabotaged.
Into it. Oh!
Come on, that's that.
No.
Do him.
What? Thank God.
Oh.
Get us that. Oh,
Get the book.
get that in you, buddy! Come on, baby!
And then you have to know
You gotta get that going, or else we're gonna catch it again, son! Get it in there! Yeah!
Oh, there's so much in it.
Yeah! No, wait, no, give me the ball! Give me the ball! Nope.
Yes, come on.
Paddy, it's worth it. Have a little drink, too. That's good, man.
There's nowhere near finished, Paddy. I'm not gonna lie.
Right? That's that. I'm fucking soaked.
Yeah.
Very good.
What a game that is. What a game.
So sore the next day.
The worst thing was there that we were drinking the vodka, and then you picked up the one with the vodka and the 7-Up. You go, not this shit. It wasn't the vodka, it was the fucking 7-Up. Not this shit. I was like, for fuck's sake. Well, I swear to God, man, that's such good crack. Like we had I think we've another one of them lined up. I have to do a bit more editing on that one, but I think we'll release these on the likes of YouTube, and I think that one there I'll try put up onto TikTok and stuff like that because it's very good. It's I think you were saying on the night it was probably one of the best drinking games you've ever played.
Yeah, well, it was the best. I never played drinking games before that night.
yeah, it was the only drinking game you played.
Yeah.
But it was a really good crack, and that was kind of the theme of the night, wasn't it? It was very kind of everything was a bit of crack, and
brilliant.
It was
brilliant.
very good.
Well needed.
Yeah.
Beyond the ball social occasion.
Oh yeah, 100%. Right, Paddy, we're going to move off that now, and we are going to go on to the predictions for this weekend. Right, Paddy, we're flying through this week's podcast, which is great. We're going to be looking at first now, back onto another depressing subject for me, and that is Chelsea. Fulham and Chelsea this weekend. Should we beat them? Yes. Am I confident that we are going to beat them? Absolutely not. I do, like I said, I do like the look of Aubameyang there. Even the starting lineup, and I put it, of course, I fucking jinxed myself with the lads. I put it up in the group when I seen the starting lineup that I was a lot more impressed with how we looked with that starting lineup with a focal point up top on number 9 through Aubameyang. It meant we could drop the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who I don't think should be wearing the jersey anyway. So I was happy to see the team sheet, but obviously performances tell me otherwise. So maybe I should be looking for Ruben Loftus-Cheek back into this.
What's the history between them in terms of
between
like,
who?
Like as a London derby, what's the history between Fulham and Chelsea? Is it a heat?
Yeah, no, it would be quite a tricky game. Like it's the Chelsea do usually win. From what I can remember, Chelsea have the majority of the wins. I should be able to give you an actual number here. But Chelsea, I do think have definitely got the best record. Between the two teams in the last 30 games or so, Chelsea have won 22 of them. Fulham have only won once, and then there's been about 10 draws. So, like you're talking the guts of Chelsea winning fucking 80 to 90% of the game. So Chelsea should win it, but just at home or away, I just don't know. My confidence is it's just very difficult. Brian Irwin's come in with Fulham 1, Chelsea 2. I hope you're right. But again, like I said, we're struggling to break teams down, which worries me. Sterling is a threat as always, and then I'm hoping Aubameyang can do what he kind of did tonight for a lot of the game. Was kind of try make them runs in between the lines. You see Haaland doing it. Haaland's obviously a much bigger physical presence, but he tries to bounce off the left and the right full and play in between the left and the right full and one of the centre halves, which works very well, which creates a little bit of space in behind from the run in. I see glimpses of that from Aubameyang, where he's trying to back into certain defenders and open up that space in front of him. So I'm hoping Chelsea are going to win this one. I think, to be honest with you, there's a couple of players that need dropping. But who do we bring in? Like, I mean, I would drop probably 60% of the players from tonight. Like the likes of Mount, Havertz. I'd just like to see them dropped just to give them a bit of a kick in the arse to let them know that you're playing for fucking Chelsea Football Club here, not fucking Norwich. You know, like you have to show a bit of bollocks about you if you're gonna get something out of it. Like
you could do a Ten Hag in there, couldn't you? Really?
Fuck off. I'm gonna say Chelsea. I'm gonna say Chelsea are gonna win, but again, I'm actually probably gonna side with Brian here on this one. I'm gonna say 2-1 to Chelsea. I don't see it being a whitewash or anything for Chelsea. I see them struggling to break them down for a while. They may even go 1-0 down, and then I think they'll win 2-1. Paddy, what's your thoughts on this one?
I think it'll be a draw. I think
really?
It's going to be a 1-1 draw. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think Aubameyang will score and Mitrovic 1-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Right, we're going to move on to the next game, Paddy, which is Liverpool and Wolves. Again, we spoke about Liverpool and we spoke about how great it is that they're dropping points. Paddy, do I do what I've done for the last 2 or 3 weeks and completely jinx Liverpool by saying they're going to win 3-0? Nobody's going to be sent off. Salah's going to score a hat-trick. And they're going to absolutely spank Wolves there. They're 100 times better than them. They're the best team probably in Europe at the moment. And yeah, Liverpool are great. Going to win 3-0.
I like it. It's working. It's like your Pogba witchcraft magic.
Yeah, it's like I'm Paul Pogba, and I've gone to like a witch doctor, and I've put a curse on Liverpool by saying great things about them. So I actually am going to say Liverpool to win. I'm going to go 3-0, and I'm going to say Salah to score, not a hat-trick though, but I give him a goal. What do you think?
I've heard Diego Costa is coming to Wolves.
What a shout. I heard that as well. Free, apparently on a free transfer.
Could you see him there this weekend causing an upset?
He wouldn't. I think it's way too soon for him to get in there, get signed, medical. Be very soon. Like,
we can live in hope. Look, it's in Anfield. I can only see Liverpool winning. Realistically, and convincingly probably as well. I'm going to go for a 2. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Liverpool win. It'll probably be more than that. And I'm going to go Nunes to score in Anfield. I think he'll have a lot more chances, a lot more opportunities, and I think he'll get a goal.
Yeah, fair enough. Paddy, right on to the next game. One that you're already perking up about there. I can see it in your eyes. Crystal Palace. Oh, here we go. Do not turn into Conor. Do not turn into Conor now. When you start winning a few games, you're fucking into a little shell because you're afraid to jinx it. Ride the wave, Paddy, and I want to see you ride the wave, and I want to see you gloat.
8-0. We're going to win 8-0.
I want to see your fucking demise. I do when you start failing again. That's what I want. So you better fucking start gloating about this. Crystal Palace and Man United, Paddy. Give me your thoughts on this one.
I'm under no illusions. I seen when Ole was manager, us going on a 10-game winning streak when he first came in, and this he talked about Diego Costa. I think
Diego Costa didn't get his work permit apparently yet to go through. So
okay, so we're there for the following week. Just it's great. This is like having a sports correspondent letting us know the news as it happens.
Having Cammy on the sidelines there.
Yeah. So I'm under no illusions that it could be very fragile in terms of going a goal down first, which hasn't happened since we've been on our upturn. We've always taken the lead. We've always been 1-0 up. So what happens when we go 1-0 down? So that's what I'm. Not looking forward to seeing, because you never want to see our team going down, but I'd like to see that happen and then them to react, or else just another clean sheet and win 5-0. That'd do me as well. Yeah, actually, no, that'd be better. Yeah, fuck that shit. We're still trying to sound like fucking Gary Neville or something.
Don't want to play with fire.
I'm gonna go 3-1.
Okay, interesting, Paddy. I don't know if you've seen it. I commented on something in Sky Sports and people were going absolutely apeshit at me. Wilfred Zaha, after his last game, they went 1-0 up and they conceded late. But he was going mad about. Now, in fairness, the interview itself was quite from the heart, very raw and emotional. And you could see he was just a deflated player. Now, I've been slating Zaha for, I think, the start. I don't like his attitude, but as a Palace manager, you've got a player coming out saying, "I don't know why we switch our tactics when we score a goal. Why do we sit back and defend? Why do we blah blah blah? Why do we do this? Why do we do that? All we needed to do was defend, and we switched off." So, if you were a player even for Crystal Palace, and one of your players comes out, who to me just looks like he has a bad attitude anyway, and says something like that, basically slating the team and slating Vieira's tactics, would that sit well with you? Like,
I don't think he's slating Vieira. I think he's slating the team for not putting the work in needed to get the result. I think it was towards his teammates, and I think maybe he was, obviously he was devastated, but this is something that probably would have been said in the change room anyway, because they shouldn't have conceded the goal. They should have won the game. They should have, because they played well enough during the game to win it. Like, maybe it's good to see a bit of honesty like this every now and again. He didn't slate the team. Like, he did say, we should have held on. It's not good enough. And he's right.
But like, if you're a defender so I know as the defender, when I'm in a team that maybe aren't doing as well as you think you were going to be doing, and you're conceding goals and you have your strikers looking at you as if to say, what the fuck, why are you so shit at the back? And then you've got your strikers up top who are missing sitters, who are missing chances.
Yeah.
That's what they kind of have there. And then Zaha comes out and then starts saying, like, oh, we have to fucking defend better. When realistically, you defend from the front as well. So to say that type of thing kind of puts all the blame on the defenders. And if I'm a defender there, I take more offense to that than perhaps maybe one of the other wingers or a striker or something like that, That makes sense to you? Oh, Paddy's gone. But anyway, I am looking forward to this game. I do think Crystal Palace. Do we think Crystal Palace are going to put that up to much? I don't really think Crystal Palace are going to be up to much here. I just seen in the comments there, Breen, you're saying a 1-0 win. Palace always turn up against United and would be a tough game. Go for a 1-0 win, United. Yeah, I mean that's a more likely thing, I think. Paddy, sorry, I lost you there. Just going back onto Brian there, he said he reckons a United 1-0 win is the way it's going to go.
Yeah, we played them pre-season and it was a tight game, alright. So yeah,
I'm just thinking like it wouldn't be a bad show considering United have been quite solid defensively and haven't been conceding that many goals in the last couple of games, and you haven't exactly. I know you scored 3, but you weren't exactly lighting the attacking world on fire, were you?
no, we're not. But each week, I'm
It's getting
seeing our
better.
technical players getting more confident.
Well, look, the one
Substantial.
thing that I will say is Anthony has come in 1 week and all of a sudden you have scored 3 goals. Now, I'm not directly relating that to that, but it just gives United so much more options in attack.
But
And it means that if
it also
Sancho is not
gives-
playing bad, you can whip him off. Like,
Yeah, and it also gives the other attacking players a kick up the arse.
yeah, 100%.
In other words,
Competition within the team is always what you want.
It's good, yeah. It's a friendly competition. So when Martial comes back now as well, it's going to be really hard to get into that top 4 because Fernandez isn't going to be dropped. He's the captain without Maguire there.
And he's playing
so
really well.
So you're talking about the 3 places up front. So you've got Anthony seems to be a Ten Hag man, so he will more than likely probably get a lot of games. So you're looking at the striker role and the left side between 4 players.
Yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting. Paddy, I am going to go for a Manchester United win because I think the role is too big, as in the momentum that United have going forward. I don't mean going forward as in attacking, but I mean going forward as a club and as a team. So I do think they'll keep a clean sheet, and I think they'll score 2 goals. So I'm going to go 2 goals. I'm going to go 2-0. Sorry, and I'm actually going to say Anthony's going to score again. I have a really funny feeling like he's going to have an electric start to his Manchester United career. And I could see him going on a good run. So I'm going to say 2-0 to United and Anthony to score.
The last time United won 4 games in a row was April 2020. What's that for you?
Over 2 years.
Yeah.
Right, that's us, Paddy. We've kept this one quite short and sweet. I'd just like to apologize to everybody for being at the start of the podcast because I was very angry. I've seemed to calm down a little bit more now. Now, having said that, this podcast will end and I will now go and think about Chelsea and probably rewatch the whole match again and fucking properly analyze it again and see.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I just fucking, I don't know. It's just something I do sometimes. But no, it's been a good pod. Slightly shorter than before, but we're not going to drag it out for the sake of it. Like I said, we got what we needed to talk about. Quality, not quantity. Perfect way to sum this podcast up. Again, thanks for everybody for watching and listening. If you are watching, again, we've said it before, we'll say it again. If you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow us, hit the like button, give us an comment. We're on TikTok as well, so make sure you get us on TikTok. Be on the ball. We're putting out videos up there where you don't get anywhere else, so make sure you're following us there. Make sure you follow us on Instagram as well. That's where we get the majority of the stuff. Brian, Erwin, take care, lads. All the best. Thanks, Brian. Good chatting to you. Hopefully we'll see it again. And yeah, make sure you do all that good stuff for us because we try our best. Paddy, we're going to be back the same time next week, 8:00 Tuesday. Do we have any games on? I'm just going to check it real quick. Do we have any Premier League or Champions League? Or let me just check real quick.
I suppose we might have Conor back next week, depending on how Liverpool do this weekend.
Oh, well, Liverpool, actually looking at it, are against Ajax next Tuesday at 8:00. Nice. So we may watch that while doing the pod next week.
Yeah, that's good.
That will be a good one. And we have Spurs on as well, but we all hate Spurs. Fuck Spurs. Right, Paddy, we're going to end it there, right? It's been a pleasure having you on. So thanks for joining me this week.
Thanks, Collie. Appreciate it. Love it, as always.
We'll see everybody next week, 8:00 Tuesday, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So let's see everybody.
Come on, United.
Fuck United.